Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, I had gotten into a fight at a bar called Peanuts in West Hollywood, and I beat this girl's butt in the bathroom named Whitney. And then I had drinks with the doorman from Peanuts, who was Kim Basinger's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. Anyway, they dated. And he started buying me drinks and flirting with me. And then he was like, do you want to go for a ride on my motorcycle? So, listen, as a teenager, I loved rock and roll motorcycles, obviously drugs and boys. And, so yeah, I went. I hopped on the back of his bike. We cruised up and down Santa Monica. We rode over to Sunset and cruised up and down Sunset too before he took me back to my place. And let's just say we had a nice time. But we never did anything again. Like, we would see each other at Peanuts after that, and it was very a hit it and quit it kind of situation. Like, it was a one and done, but still an interesting little story. But so anyway, Terry and I are walking down Santa Monica one night, and a white limo pulled over. And so she says, "Oh, girl, it's Miss Richard." So, girl, we go walking over to this limo, and it's a long stretch white limo, and the window rolls down in the back, and it's none other than Little Richard. Yeah, the famous singer from the 50s. Ooh, little, good golly, Miss Molly, Little Richard. Anyway, it was Little Richard, and he had a car full of boys, just a car full of little hustler boys. And Terry was like, "What's going on, Richard?" And he was like, "Hey, girl, what's going on with you two looking gorgeous out here tonight?" And, so we sat and cut up with him. She introduced me to him. And look, Little Richard was very nice. Every once in a while, we would see him out on the strip, And so later that night, Terry and I were there was a 7-Eleven down the street from Astroburger and Okie Dogs and everything. There's a 7-Eleven right by the car wash, if anybody's familiar with West Hollywood. We used to work in front of the car wash and the 7-Eleven because there was a little wall out by the sidewalk in front of the 7-Eleven, and we would hang out by that wall and have cars pull in and park in the parking lot, and we would talk to them there, and make our arrangements. And anyway, that was how we handled business. So one of the nights we were out there, her and I are standing in the parking lot, and this gold Trans Am drives in with or was it a Firebird? Might have been a Firebird. I'm not sure. Because it had the bird spray painted on the hood. So it was Jeff Stryker. I don't know if any of y'all know who that is, but he was a very famous gay porno star back in the 80s and the 90s. And they made a dildo from his piece that became the biggest selling toy on the market in the 80s. Sorry, it's warm today, y'all. So yeah, we ran into Jeff Stryker, and he told me and Terry, "You girls are looking good tonight." And he said, I've never been with a trans girl before, and the two of you look like y'all would be fun. Do you want to hang out? And we were too intimidated. I can't lie. We were too intimidated. I was like, this guy is a porn star. He is used to, and not only that, but he was a gay porn star. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what time that would be, So anyway, we passed, but we got on friendly terms with Jeff. He would stop by in that 7-Eleven on a regular basis, and we would see him there and say hi and stuff, So we're hanging out in front of the 7-Eleven on another night, not the night that we met Jeff Stryker, but on another night. And a truck pulls into the parking lot. And out of the back jumps a bunch of boys with chains and bats and lead pipes, screaming, "Get 'em!" They were bashers. And that was very, very prevalent in the 80s and 90s, to have bashers try to get you out on the strip and try to beat you. Child, me and Terry were running down the center of Santa Monica Boulevard And we're running our brains out. And I threw myself, there was a cop car at the corner of Santa Monica and Carson where the Astroburgers was. And this cop car had stopped at the traffic light. And honey, I ran up to that car and I literally threw myself over the hood of the cop car and screamed, "Help! They're gonna kill me!" And if y'all want to know what happened next, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching and I love you for the comments. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.